Hey everybody, this is the welcome video for Math 171 A session, spring, or really winter time, 2026. I'm Mr. Lee, I'm your instructor for the next 8 weeks. We're going to really focus in this video on policies and procedures so you understand how the class works, so you can really just focus in on the content after the first day of class. So, and I'm going to try to keep this to 20 minutes. We'll see. I'm bad about going over. But I wanted to show my face before we started navigating around Blackboard and let you know I'm here as a support. I want to help. I want to see everybody be successful in this class. And we're going to talk about ways that I can support you, ways the college can support you, and talk about some of the pitfalls or some of the things that leads to students not being successful in the course. So I really want to see everybody be successful, and I want you to know I'm here as a resource. Please reach out if I can help. So let's navigate around a little bit. We're going to look at the course schedule first, the syllabus second, then look at how you navigate around Blackboard, and then the last thing we're going to talk about are how the labs work. Labs tend to be the biggest pitfall for students in the class. So I really want to make sure you're comfortable with how they work and what my expectations are, because I want to see good grades. So if you print one thing this semester, I encourage you to print this page, the expected course schedule. This is the very last page on our syllabus. I have some paper copies. My office is at the Transportation Center. If you want to stop by, I'm happy to hand you a copy in person. But I encourage you to print this last page. I think this is the easiest way to keep up with due dates. There's a lot for us to cover in the next 8 weeks. This is a 5 credit hour course. So there is a homework assignment due basically every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then there's a test due roughly every other Friday. So most weeks there are 4 or 5 assignments due. There are 3 weeks that are just a little odd. So the first week we don't have anything due on Monday, except I'd encourage you to complete the course entry assignment. I'm going to click through that with you here in a minute when we talk about Blackboard navigation. You have a homework due Tuesday, homework due Wednesday, and then your first lab, a video demonstration due on Thursday. There are 4 video demonstrations throughout the semester. So video demonstrations, if you've watched like Khan Academy videos, this is your opportunity to make a Khan Academy style video. It's your opportunity to record yourself working problems and strutting your stuff, showing you know how to do it and would know how to explain it to somebody else. There is nothing due on Monday the 2nd Monday of the class because of MLK Day, but then we have a double homework due the next night in order to catch up. This is the only time we have a double homework due. And then the other weird thing is the last week your lab is due on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday, and then the last test is due on Thursday, so I can record grades on Friday. So if you print one thing, I do encourage you to print this pacing guide to help you keep up with what's due when. Okay, let's look over the syllabus together. So this is an online section, asynchronous section of Math 171. That means there's no scheduled meeting times. You work on the content at your schedule, just making sure you keep in mind the due dates. I'll say this while we're here. Assignments turn off at 11:55 p.m. So, our first homework assignment, you need to have it completed by 11:55 p.m. Tuesday night. Okay, so the class has no scheduled meeting dates. All of the content is online. My name is Mr. Lee. I go by my middle name. Email is absolutely the best way to get in touch with me. My pronouns are he, him, his. Um, I'm not sure if my office phone works or not, but I'm not regularly in the office, so I can. I try. If you email me, I'm going to work really hard to get back to you within 24 hours. If I'm sick or having to do a lot of traveling, sometimes it takes just a little bit longer than that. It's not uncommon for me to be able to get back to you within 20 minutes. So I work really hard to respond to emails quickly. My office is at the transportation center, and when I typed this up, I did not have my office hours, students' hours available. But if you want to meet up, just let me know. I believe my students' hours are going to be at 11 Monday through Thursday, but I can usually meet with somebody quicker than that. So if you want to meet up, either virtually or in person, um, or if you just want to email me questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help. Mr. Washington is my supervisor. I can get the scrolly thing to work. I will let you read the course description on your own. There's no prereq. Some of the students in this class are in the co-req. That's based off of a placement guide. If you are in the co-req, make sure you're taking care of business in the co-req. If you were dropped from the co-req or withdrawn from the co-req or no-show the co-req, you were automatically withdrawn from my class, and there's basically nothing I can do to help you. So please make sure you're taking care of business over there. And if you're having a really hard time over there, you're welcome to reach out and ask me about it. Talk to me about it. Okay. This is the student learning outcomes, SLOs for the class. You can read those on your own. There is no physical textbook to buy. All of the course content for this course, the textbook, instructional videos, are provided for free through Blackboard. We also use a third-party platform called MyOpenMath. It is integrated with Blackboard. It's single log-on. Students don't necessarily know when they're clicking away from Blackboard into MyOpenMath, and that's fine. 213 is the last day you can withdraw from the course. Here's a link to the withdrawal form. If you're not participating in the course, it's normally in your best interest to withdraw. Universal Policies and Procedures link is right here. We're using the 10-point grading scale. Okay, now for the part that I think you'll find a bit more interesting. There are 4 exams throughout the semester. Basically every other week we have a test. Every 2 weeks there's a test. Each test is only worth 6%. There are also 8 labs. Each test is worth as much as each lab. So a pitfall that students have is that they think, well, I'm not going to take the lab seriously, but I'm going to do really well on the test, so that's fine. And that's not a recipe for success. So tests, you get 1 attempt on them. They are 15 questions long. There is a 60-minute time limit. There is no proctoring, although I do ask that you not use human resources or AI resources on the test. It's 15 questions long. Each question comes directly from the homework assignments. So you have the question bank in hand. There should be nothing on the test that you haven't seen before. I think that's everything I need to say about tests. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Homeworks, I said I'm going to hold off on Blackboard navigation. You get 100 attempts or unlimited attempts. I've never had a student in good faith burn through all 100 attempts. It's incredibly rare for a student to burn through more than 10 attempts on a question. If you find yourself in that spot, let me know and I'll figure it out. The most I can give you is 100 attempts, and that's with the software, and that's why I give you 100 attempts. So if you budget the time and space that you need to understand the homeworks, you can have really strong homework grades. That's going to set you up for strong test grades. It's also going to set you up for strong lab grades, and it's going to be a good recipe for success. So I encourage you to take the time and space to do well with homework assignments. I also encourage you, the tests are open note, open book. Take the time to take good notes when you work through the homework assignment. That's going to benefit you down the road. Okay. How do labs work? So the labs, the big reason students struggle with this class is that they are not budgeting the time that they need to take the labs seriously. These are not something you can just wait until 11 o'clock on Thursday and, run through in 15 minutes. They're not set up to work like that. So there are 8 labs, 1 lab each week. Each lab is worth as much as each exam. 4 of the 8 labs, half of the labs are video demonstration labs. And I'll point that out in Blackboard when we do Blackboard navigation. The video demonstration labs, I have a video just explaining what I'm looking for. I have a video explaining how you upload it in the Blackboard. And I have the grading scale there. I think a few other notes that might make your life a little easier. Most students, I think I talk about this in the video as well, that video, but most students record using their cell phone. You're also welcome to use your webcam. Usually students are happier with the quality with their cell phones. So there's 4 demonstration videos. Think if you've watched Khan Academy videos on YouTube, that's the kind of thing we're going for here. There's 2 Desmos picture labs. There's a video explaining how the lab works for that as well. But basically, you import a picture into Desmos. Desmos is an online graphing calculator. And you then set line segments in order to make the picture. I think the Desmos picture labs are a lot of fun, but they take some time. So again, not something you want to wait until 11 o'clock Thursday night to get started on. And then there's 2 written labs. So these are labs, they're both going to be review packets for tests. And these are labs that need to be handwritten. Okay, I use a 4-point grading scale. This is a steep grading scale for labs. 4 out of 4, everything looks good. 3 out of 4, or 75%. There's a minor issue, but there's no sort of conceptual issue. So maybe the small issue is, oh, you made a sign mistake, but I feel confident and comfortable that you get the concept. 2 out of 4 means that there was some kind of conceptual issue. I can tell you that with your videos, the most common conceptual issue, the most common reason students get a 2 out of 4 is that they skip an important step. They're going along and then they just take a big jump and I go, oh wait, hang on, how did you get from here to there? That's important. That's something I'm really looking for here. Conceptual issues, something that makes me go, gosh, I'm not really sure they understand what's going on here. I don't know if they know how to do this. Then that's a 2 out of 4, or a 50. A 1 out of 4 for a lab not being complete, and then a 0 out of 4 for a lab not being turned in, not being relevant. So sometimes, sometimes students submit the wrong lab, that would be a reason. But if you submit something from a different class, that's not relevant to this assignment, so I can't grade that. Or there's something that's not gradable about it, such as I asked for a handwritten lab and you gave me a Word document with where everything's been typed up. That's not handwritten, so I can't grade that. Okay, so the big thing I want to stress here, I am happy to check your labs for you. Students, so labs are something that are designed for you to start early, not start 11 o'clock Thursday night. Start early and then plan to do some drafts, plan to make adjustments. So you on Tuesday can try the lab, send it to me. So the paper labs are pretty easy to email to me. The Desmos labs, you're just copying and pasting a URL. It's pretty easy to email me. The video labs, there's not a good way for me to review everybody's video before you submit it. So what I ask for the video labs is sit down and handwrite out your draft. or your script, let's say script. Handwrite out what you're going to do a recording of. Send your script to me. I can look over, say, oh gosh, you're missing something. You know, the big reason students get a 2 out of 4 is because there's work that I think is important that you skip over in your lab. So send your work to me, send your script to me. I'll look over it and go, oh gosh, you need to make sure you include this, or you made a mistake here. And then after I say, hey, this script looks good, you're ready to record the video. Record the video, work through the video in the same way you work through the script, and that's a good recipe for success. That's a good recipe for getting 4 out of 4s. I can tell you, students who don't send me drafts, this becomes a really difficult course for them. Students who don't take the lab seriously, who aren't budgeting the time that they need to really turning strong lab work, they have a very difficult time in this course. So I'm happy to check your labs. Students who have me check their lab work do a lot better in the class. Okay, let's talk about AI policy. So you're welcome to use AI tools for homework assistance, ChatGPT, Wolfram Alpha, MathGPT. There's a lot of AI tools out there. Some of them are really good for math, some of them are not. For your labs, you need to provide self-created work. Some of those written labs that are typed up, it's pretty obvious. You just copied and pasted that out of an AI bot. I'm not giving you credit for something that's obviously a AI bot copy and paste. And most jobs where you can be gainfully employed, they're not going to employ you for very long if that's the quality of your work. So I am looking for human-produced work for your labs, and then no AI tools on tests. There is no blanket late policy for the class. We have something due every night. If you get a few assignments behind, you're going to drown in this course. So if you have extenuating circumstances, you're hospitalized, you have a family member that you're taking care of, you have court legal stuff come up, keep me in the loop with your extenuating circumstances. The earlier the better. Letting me know early is better than letting me know late. Keep me in the loop, keep me informed. Shoot me an email and say, hey, Mr. Lee, I'm not going to be able to get tonight's homework done because of this reason. Can you work with me? I have the discretion to work with students. I want to see you stay on track and be successful in the course. So if you have extenuating circumstances, keep me in the loop and I can work with you. There's no extra credit for the course. But hey, I do offer to I offer to check your labs, so that's a good recipe to get strong lab grades, and you get unlimited attempts on the homeworks. So, and then the tests aren't worth that much. So as long as you're taking care of business with these 2 categories, you're going to do really well in the course. No extra credit. We use the college's standard attendance policy. If you're inactive for 14 days, I'm required to withdraw you. And then we have the standard expectations for both me and you. Email is the quickest way to get in touch with me. And then I'm going to work really hard to get back to you in well less than 24 hours. Tutoring. Tutoring in this class can be very helpful. The college offers free tutoring on campus and virtually. We offer on-campus tutoring via walk-ins. You don't have to make an appointment. It's got to walk in. You are welcome to use a tutor to help you with the labs. If you look at a lab assignment and you go, oh gosh, I don't even know where to get started, I think you need to sit down and work with the tutor. They can walk you through it slowly, step by step, and then you can send a draft to me, and we can make back and forth. We can go back and forth to make some corrections, and so that's a really good recipe for strong lab grades. I want to see strong lab grades. There's some information about tutoring. If you need help with tutoring, let me know. I'm happy to help you guide through that. Oh gosh, I'm already at 20 minutes and I haven't gotten to Blackboard yet. So let's go over to Blackboard. I'm in Student Preview. Student Preview, I'm an instructor, so it still looks a little different than what you will see. The calendar up here isn't going to show anything, but the calendar can be helpful. Announcements, I will send out this Video as an announcement. Also, if we have inclement weather, if there's mass power outages, which is in North Carolina, January, February, this kind of thing happens. If we need to make adjustments, I will announce that through announcements. There's no discussion boards. The grade book is a great place to keep track of your grades. Please don't use the message feature. Please use your student email. Okay, content. So right now nothing is available because I have not completed the course entry assignment. Please complete this on the first day. I'm going to walk through how to do it. You click start. It really doesn't matter what you answer right here. You hit submit. It will email you and tell you that you just submitted it. You can close. You don't need to download it. After you complete the course entry assignment, all of the modules will open for you. All of the assignments will now show up in Blackboard. They even have their due date here. Everything will now appear on the calendar. See, we have 2 assignments due this Tuesday. Okay. All of the MyOpen Math assignments use these rocket ships. That's not right. Okay, let's having trouble with student preview, so let's look from my side here. Let's just open up an assignment. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, let's talk about this. The folders have the readings in them. Here's the textbook. If you want to print it, you're welcome to. There's also lecture videos I think are good. And then we have the rocket ships. There we go. Okay. Which will jump over to the assignment. Okay, I'm trying to find something I can easily get wrong. Maybe this right here. Let's say we think the answer is Jesus. We got the question wrong. Actually, I just clicked on teacher preview. Why don't we do student view, reset, start. Okay, this is what you see. Let's just look at a question here that might be easy to get wrong. Okay, let's say we think the answer is Jesus and we're not answering part B and C, and we got the question wrong. Okay, we can click the Get a Similar Question button. We can try again. The answer is still not Jesus. We can get a similar question. Maybe I'm the answer. Am I the answer? No, and I got a syntax incompatible error, so that's not good. Let's get a similar question. Okay, let's try to get this right. 7, 1, and 7. Yay! When you get a question right, you get full credit for it. There is no penalty for clicking that Get a Similar Question button. So you can retry questions when you get them wrong. Okay, we have a test every other week. The test has a 60-minute time limit, 1-hour time limit. All the questions come from the homework assignments. There is a timer that tells you how much time you have left. It's not proctored. And the tests are worth as much as the labs. Let's look at some labs together. And I like this one, so why don't we start here. This is the Desmos Linear Lab. Here it shows a video on how to do the lab. I just do a quick little mock-up with you. If you need the Desmos calculator, here's the URL, and then here's the instructions. So you need to have at least 12 line segments. You need to make sure your picture looks complete, and you need to make sure you include the original picture. Otherwise, I don't have enough to go off of to grade your lab. And then you will submit a URL. I show this in the video as well, but here's a screenshot of how you get the URL that you will submit. I am happy to check this for you. If you email it to me, I can say, hey, this looks great, submit that. Or I can tell you, you need to make sure you include this, or you need to go back and do such and such. Okay. Where do I think module 2 has the written lab, and then let's talk about the video demonstration. Okay, the written lab, it's a review packet, and I ask you to go back to the homework assignments, pick 3 questions, write down the questions, show clear work, get to the correct answer. You have to handwrite it, so you can do it on pencil and paper or pen and paper, and then take pictures of it with your phone. You can email it to me. I can tell you whether your lab looks good or not, and then you can upload it. Okay. And then video demonstrations. We have 4 of these. I tell you 2 questions from the homework assignments. I also give you notes for what you need to make sure you include. So like for this video, the first one due Thursday, make sure you show clear factoring work. If you just jump straight to the factored form, I'm going to be watching your video and going, wait, how did you get from this step to this step? I want to make sure you know how to factor. That was the big part of this video. So if you skip showing your factoring work, then you're going to get a 2 out of 4. That's an important step. Yeah, so I gave you some notes here. Make sure you include factoring work. Make sure you draw the line. Make sure you use a number line to illustrate domain. And make sure you use good interval notation. And then I also give you some tips for the second question here. These tips are going to be pretty similar to what you see in the instructional video. So remind me, yeah, I pulled both these questions from section 1.2. And a lot of these questions are going to have a help video. And so these help videos are a good sort of demo for the kind of work I'm looking for in the lab. And then again, I know the idea of recording a video can be scary. I do give you a guided example here. And then there's another video here just on how to submit this in Blackboard using the Echo 360 tool. I also included a document on how to submit in Blackboard, and then we have the grade scheme. I also made a privacy note here for you. Your video will not be shared online. It will not be shared outside of the class. Really, the only person that's ever going to see it is me, so I can grade it. And then I'm happy to check your draft for you. So it's hard for me to check your videos for you, but if you will write out your, let's say, script, if you'll write your script out, and email it to me. So handwrite the script, take a picture of it, email it to me. I can look over your script and say, hey, this looks good. This is exactly what you need to include. And then you're ready to record the video. Or I can say, no, you need to look at this again, or you're missing this. You're missing your factoring work. I want to see your factoring work, not just jump to factored form. So I'm here to be a resource. Hopefully this clears up all the policies and procedures. I'm sorry it went 28 minutes here, but please reach out if I can help. I'm here to be a support, and I'm excited about the semester we have together.